exactly what I wanted. Ooh, I see you. Look at that.
Hey beautiful people, my name is Avril, I'm an ESL educator, and I recently took up gardening to transform my empty backyard into an edible oasis, and I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'll figure it out. Join me.
So I'm trying to cut this into 3 different plants, which I may not be able to do. Maybe I'll just do one today. I have another one in the front yard. So. It looks like the root system is pretty entangled, so I'm just going to leave that as one plant. Yeah, originally I wanted to make this 3 different plants, but because of the way the root system is looking, I don't want to cut it apart and damage it. So we're just gonna leave it as is and plant it in probably this hole right here. So I got this one planted, and I went to the front of the yard and I also got that one planted, and came in that container, and actually everything came out pretty easily because that one was sitting in the front yard. The soil was a little bit more moist because it had rained a few days ago, and this one was inside and it hadn't been watered in a while, so the soil was a little bit more dry, which is why it kind of fell apart. And as you can see with that one, there isn't any soil around it, like any of the darker soil around it, because again it was moist, so it was more compact, and so everything just slipped out of the pot, and that soil that you see in there right now is just a few handfuls of this soil that I put in there, and then I decided to turn the camera on and explain things. So what I'm going to do with this soil here is I am going to take it to the backyard, which is my little workstation area, and I have some seeds that I've been sprouting inside in some paper towel and a Ziploc bag. I am going to take this soil because, I mean, if it was great for that plant to survive in and thrive in, I figure it's going to be a very good soil for my new little seeds to thrive in as well. So I'm going to just reuse this soil with that, and also add some more of the composting soil as well as the potting mix that I have in the back to just give everything a little bit more of a nutrient dense content. So that's what's going to happen now. We are going to clean up this little area, bring everything to the back, the workstation, and get back to work. So we have the seeds that I am going to plant in this little tray here. What I did is I took some of the that was dug out around for the thyme plant. So I used some of that sand, I put it at the bottom just so that it can be drained well. Then I added some compost from our little compost area over there. That compost pile has been there for probably about 2 years, maybe 3 years now, and it's being cleaned up right now, which is why it looks so messy. Then I took some of the potting mix here, and this is specially formulated for organic fruits or flowers, vegetables, and herbs. I took some of that, and then I forgot that I had this soil here that was from the thyme plant, that the first thyme plant that I put into the ground on the side of the house. And so then I added that in there, and I slightly mixed it. I mixed this with some of the potting mix soil, or the potting soil, and I just lightly mixed it. And so now we are going to put some of these seeds in that pot. So these on the right are yellow pepper seeds, and then these on the left are some tomato seeds. These are regular sized tomato seeds, and then these are like cherry seeds. As you can see, they're a little bit smaller. So as you can see, some of my tomato seeds did sprout just a little bit, the cherry tomatoes, they're starting to sprout. They're very, very slow in germinating, which is, so I'm really happy that I ended up doing this in the paper towel so that I can see which seeds are viable and which seeds aren't. So what we're gonna do is we're going to use obviously just the viable seeds, the ones that are sprouting a little tail there, the white tail that you can see. And in this pot right here, I am going to do the yellow peppers first, and then I have another pot that I'm going to put the tomatoes in because I want them to be in a different pot. Anyway, yeah, so you can see here that the yellow peppers have a lot more sprouts than the tomato seeds do. So that's actually really, really exciting. And yeah, so let's get started. Okay, so we have our seeds sown. Here are, I put the tomatoes in here, and what I did, you can kind of still see the indentations. I made some going along this side and on this side and this side. I think it was like one row, another and another, and of course they got less and less as I got further along or further closer to the edge of the pot. On this side, on the right side, I did the bigger seeds, and on the left side I did the cherry tomato seeds. Now the cherry tomato seeds, I didn't have as many because they didn't sprout as much as the bigger seeds, but I still put them in there just to fill the holes and just to see if they would take a little bit more in a different environment in soil opposed to in water. So we got that, and then also the peppers, we have them, you saw the holes, and yeah, so they're all packed in. And what I'm gonna do now is I am going to fertilize them with a little bit of my homemade fertilizer. I have absolutely no idea if it's going to work, but we are going to see if it does. And my liquid fertilizer that I created is basically squished out juice from the composting bin that I have that I started last week. And yeah, so we're gonna try it out and see if that works. So here goes nothing. So here is the liquid that is coming from my second composting container. It's doing a lot of different things right now. So I'm doing a lot of different things right now, I meant to say. So we're gonna see, and you can see like all of the compost is in there, and I already tilled it. I mixed it up today, and yeah, here is the fertilizer. That's what I'm calling it. To me it's fertilizing mix. So yeah, so what I am going to do is use my trowel. I don't have a scooping mechanism, and I don't want to pour all of this on there, so I don't have anything to use. Actually, you know what, I'm gonna use this container. This is the plastic container that I use on the inside of our house to put our kitchen scraps in, so I can compost it every day, because we cook, if not every day, every other day. So yeah, as you can see, it's really brown, and to me that looks beautiful. I think that's gorgeous. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna put it on here. Some here and here. And now that I'm thinking about it, oh my god, this smells so bad, but it smells so bad, but in a good way, if that makes sense. So I'm thinking, I wonder if I should water these with water because it's supposed to rain tomorrow. Actually, no, I'm gonna water them. Oh my gosh, you can see some of the peppers came out. Oh no, get back in there. And over here too, I can see one. So yeah, we are definitely bringing this inside. Oh, here's another one. Yeah, get back in there. So I was thinking about not watering these with the rainwater that I have. Oh, some of the tomato seeds came out too. I guess I didn't put them in for far enough. So yeah, I was going to I was thinking about not watering these with water because it's supposed to rain tomorrow. So I was thinking I could just leave it out and let it rain tomorrow. Let the rain water it tomorrow. But I want to bring these inside because I just there are some animals around here and I don't want them to come and pick out the seeds or anything. I just rather have them inside. So I'm gonna water them now with the rainwater. So let's get to it. Hopefully the same thing doesn't happen. See. Oh, yep, some of them came out. I just saw one. Oh, I see a couple actually. I need to get make a fish. Yeah, I'll just push them back in. See one came out there. I just hope I didn't detach it from its root. There's another one. There's a couple actually. Ooh, I see a, look at that. A beetle just came out. I don't know if you guys saw that. It was weird though. So since there's a little beetle in there, which is fine, I want the beetles to be in there. Oh, there it is. Can you see it? It's right. Oh, there it is. So it's fine that they're there. That's cool. So I just decided I'm not bringing this in the house today. They're gonna stay here on the patio. And yeah, get the sun that way. Okay. I see a bunch of seeds and I don't know if they're, oh yeah, I can tell they're the tomato seeds. Okay. Pushing them back in there, Okay, so, oh, that bug is still going. All right, so we got that done. That's all done. Now what I'm gonna do is find a pot for this, the celery and the carrot tops. I have this pot here that the thyme was in that I may use again. I want to definitely reuse the soil. Let me think about it and I'll come back to y'all.
So it has decomposed so much in 2 weeks. Like, I don't know if you can see. It looks like, is that steam coming off of it? My screen is dirty. Okay, I guess my screen was dirty. But anyway, there's a lot of, look at all that decomposition that's happened in just 2 weeks. That's amazing. So has been really working out for me. So let's continue mixing and see. I mean, you can still see some chunks of things in here, like that orange, this sweet potato that's been in there for 2 weeks because I pulled that up from our old garden bed. And these are some sticks. These sticks I put in there a couple days ago. I can still see some aloe leaves in there. And of course, you know, these are the new pieces of organic matter that I put in there, which is okay, but it's broken down a lot. It's broken down so much in just 2 weeks. So that's exciting. So let me continue working on this. So what I am doing is, this is a garbage can that I used to make a
makeshift water collector from, and I don't want to cut it up and I don't want to change it into a functioning rain barrel right now, because I am going to just purchase another one, and then I'm going to use this as my garbage can again, or our garbage can again for the house. So what I'm doing right now, I used this last week for water collection and it had a lot of sediment in it. I wanted to take the cover of it and actually make holes in it and put mesh over it to prevent the sediment from falling into the trash can. But then I decided, like I just said, that in the future I'm just going to purchase a rain collector, and so I don't want to have to cut this container up and all that stuff, blah blah blah. So what I'm doing now is I just rinsed it out. I actually poured the water that was in it from last week into a few other containers. So I'm going to cover this with, I don't know if this is gonna work, but it's just my theory that I have going here. So I am going to cover the top with this towel here, and then I'm going to use bungee cords to keep it in place. And then what I'm gonna do is take the water that I poured out of it, pour it back in through the makeshift sieve, and collect the water that way. And like I said, tomorrow it's supposed to rain. So yeah, it's supposed to rain tomorrow, and I'm hoping to get a lot more rainwater that's sediment free. So let's see. Well, it's actually not going to be 100% sediment free, because there is a little bit of sediment left at the bottom of the trash can that I couldn't really get out, but whatevs, it's better than it was before. So okay, so I got it on. I used this bungee cable. I use this bungee cable to like just keep it all together. I just pulled these sections in a little bit more because I didn't want it to be too taut where the water would bounce off of it. I wanted it to have a little bit of give so that the water can kind of like sink in and then slowly drip through. So that's the theory. And now what we're gonna do is take some of the water that I had poured into the container and see if it actually works. So here it goes. Yay! That's exactly what I wanted. Perfect. It's working perfectly. Look at all of that. It's really, really catching all the water and all of the debris, so I'm really happy about that. Oh no, there's mold. I'm gonna have to take that out. Or maybe it's supposed to stay there, I don't know, but I'm taking it out. I'm gonna take it out and actually probably leave it open. I don't know how to research if whether or not it's okay to leave mold in there. I don't think it is, but anyway, we're gonna take this didn't work, so I use my fingers. So I don't know where my other trowel is. I think I left it somewhere yesterday.
plastic towel.
Oh my gosh, it smells so good. It's starting to smell like soil. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. So, I am going to leave that open, probably. You know what I'm going to try and do? I think I'm going to put a stone in here to keep the lid down, but also allow air to flow a little bit more. My only concern is that a animal might get in there. That's why I've been happy to keep this closed, but I know it needs to be aerated. Decisions. Don't know. I'll think about it. So I have these growing here. Sorry, not growing, drying here. And what these are just some branches from a tree that we have in the front of our house, and I pruned the tree and I just snapped them off and I dried them. These over here are some weeds from the lawn that I found, and I'm drying them out before I use them in the compost bin. And over here as well, these are some old snake plant leaves that I'm also just drying out before I put into the pile, along with some other weeds here. This is a weed root here. It looks so much like burdock root or oolong in Korean. And so yeah, I'm just putting, they're all here drying. These have been here for probably a week now, and some of them are dry. The weeds, I don't want to take the chance. They're not completely dry, and I don't know how dry they should be, but I'm not going to take the chance and put them into the compost bin just yet. So I'm just putting some of these branches in there because I want the compost bin to dry out a little bit.
My compost bin needs air. Compost bins need access to air in order for them to decompose the organic matter properly. However, since I'm using a cooler to compost in, air can't get to everything easily. So I'm attempting to help air get into the bin without having to leave it completely ajar, because I just want air to get in, but not all the creatures that go bump in the night. And this is what I came up with. So I just ran my hand along these to try and strengthen them. I can't believe this broke. So yeah, that broke, that one. And wait, where's the other one? This one. They all just broke off. And this is exciting. This little guy over here, actually I saw him coming up a little yesterday, but he's coming out a little bit more today, so that's exciting. Look at that guy. And the celery and the carrot top seems to be doing okay. Some greens growing in there, which is exciting. Yay! This is celery. You can see there's some new growth coming there as well.